Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My 2 Cents, where I cover non-crypto related topics like pop culture, sports, finance, science, and automotive. And today we are talking about finance and more specifically real estate. Crazy what's going on in San Francisco. We're going to take a look at that. I've got this out of Zerohedge. Crazy what's going on in San Francisco. You know, the housing prices out there have been going crazy for the last, I want to say like 10 years since the Fed started their easy money monetary policy. And so, we're going to take a look at that because I was talking to a person in my trading room. He was telling me he was moving from California. I don't know where he lives in Cali, but it's insane. And when I was out there for a Litecoin summit, the first Litecoin summit, I just saw all these homeless people just walking around, and it was really depressing. It really was. And it seemed like the people that lived there were kind of desensitized to the fact that you had all these homeless people walking around. And then I come to find out that there are homeless people by choice. There are literally like working homeless people in San Fran and in the Bay Area because the housing, it just costs too much. And I was like, man, this is out of control. Like, why isn't anyone seeing that this can't be sustainable? It just can't. And so it's starting to crumble. We see why the Fed is increasing their interest rates. So the cost of money is going up. So it's going to, people aren't going to just take these crazy reckless investment opportunities because the money is so cheap. You're still, even if you mess up a little bit, you'll still have some wiggle room to make some money. Well, that's changing since the Federal Reserve is increasing their interest rates. They have been over the past year now, a year and a half. And it's starting to really show in the economy, especially in real estate. So I want to highlight this to so that you guys can kind of understand what the hell is going on. I'm sure you already do, but it's getting worse. So I'm going to take a look at this article out of Zerohedge. It says it's happening. San Francisco house and condo prices are plunging. It says here house prices down 265,000 from peak, down 60,000 from year ago. America's most majestic housing bubble begins to deflate. So it says here that in San Francisco, the median price of a single house sale that closed in November fell to $1.4 million, people. I'm gonna say that again, $1.4 million for a single family home. This is down a blistering 265,000 or 15% from the crazy peak in February of 1.7 million, a time when only the sky was the limit, and down by 60 grand from November of 2017. So this puts the median house price below where it has been in May of 2017. Note the steep slope from the peak in February, and I'm going to show you guys that in a second right here. Look at this, man. This is crazy. San Francisco's median home price for a single family home. This is just out of control. Out of control. And there are other elements to this, not directly easy money to lenders for purchasing homes, but easy money to Silicon Valley startups. They get flushed with cash from these VCs who actually get the easy money. So it's a trickle-down effect that happens, but of course, trickle-down economics does not work. It simply does not work. So the people who get the money, the VCs and the big shots, right? The hedge fund managers and stuff, they take advantage of this money. And by the time it gets to the normal person, this is what happens. You have increase in homes. You have increase in your day-to-day food expenditures. That's how it shows up to the average person. So we're the last ones to even see it. And by the time we see it, we don't have enough money, but the prices have increased. So it says here, median price means half of the homes sold for more, half sold for less. So on the bottom end, people can try to push their luck with an occasional small shack in the $800,000 range. All data via Patrick Carlisle, chief marketing analyst at Compass. It says here about 35% of total sales in San Francisco were condos. And for years, all new housing construction has been condos and apartments, with practically no single family houses being built, resulting in ever greater population density and an increasing share of condos in the sales mix. The median price of condos whose sales closed in November dropped to 1.2 million in TIC, or tenancy in common buildings. While that still sounds like a ludicrously huge amount for a median condo, something like a smallish 2-bedroom without any spectacular view, the price is down 50 grand from the peak in March, April, and May, and down 30 grand from November of 2017. So here's a graph of the median home price or condo price for tenancy in common buildings. This is just insane, people. This cannot be sustainable. It just cannot be sustainable. And it goes on to say here, data for condo sales represent actual sales that closed and were reported to the MLS, where brokers list properties. However, these sales do not include the sales of new built condos that developers sell through their own sale offices. A lot of condos have been built recently and a lot more are in the pipeline, but developers don't list them with the MLS and don't report sales and prices to MLS. The median price of all types of dwellings combined dropped to 1.3 million, down about 95,000 or 7% from the peak of 1.4 million in March, and down 14,000 from November of last year. Clearly, the sky is not the limit for home prices in San Francisco, but the sky is not yet falling either. These are just the relative minor price declines in volatile data of one of the biggest real estate bubbles the U.S. has ever seen. Sales volume for all types of dwellings combined fell 14% in November compared to a year ago to 444 homes. In San Francisco, as well as the counties of San Mateo and Santa Clara, which make up Silicon Valley, the underlying dynamics of the housing market changed last summer and have since taken a more serious turn for the worse. These median sale prices show that the underlying dynamics have come to the surface. A similar scenario played out in other Bay Area counties, with only 3 still showing year-over-year increases in median prices. The other counties showing year-over-year declines, and this is again from Patrick Carlisle. Santa Clara County is down 1.6%. San Mateo is up 1%. Marin County, that's north of the Golden Gate Bridge, is down 6%. Sonoma County, north of Marin, is down 5.3%. Alameda County, that includes like Berkeley, Oakland, and a big part of the East Bay down to Santa Clara County, is up 2.3%. Contra Costa Central, that's La Miranda and Diablo Valley, are down 3.8%. And then Napa is still up. It's up 1.8%. But the Bay Area economy is still hopping and companies are still hiring. The classic and inevitable tech bust that everyone who has been around here long enough is expecting hasn't even arrived yet. And this downturn in housing is taking off in a very strong local economy. It's going to get very ugly, man. And you know, like I said, the Fed, I just blame the Fed every time. You know, you have normal business cycles. You have booms and busts. That's normal, but the way the Fed is handling our monetary policy, people, they're actually not helping the situation at all. So you guys let me know, any of you in the Bay Area, let me know what's going on down there, man. Over here in Michigan, a $1.8 million home, $1.4 million home, you are living in the lap of luxury, let me tell you. So again, let me know your thoughts about this. And some of these comments are hilarious down here if we take a look at them. Ivana Humpalot says, people shouldn't be living there anyway on a major fault line. Government should be actively encouraging people to move out of harm's way. Move all the government jobs out of the seismic danger zone. Why would they do that? I guess nobody wants to live in a high-tax city with homeless people pooping and throwing heroin needles on the sidewalk. This is exactly what I saw. It makes no sense, guys. I don't imagine the big tech meltdown is going to help much. Groovy, this guy says. I'm sure I might be able to afford one now on my less than $100,000 yearly salary. Had Enough 1000 said, no one wants to visit that used to be beautiful city, now a Democratic needle-filled illegal alien killer disease feces dump, let alone live there. Democrat pigs destroy everything they touch. I call it Detroiting. Wow. Detroit ain't even that bad. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, everything that glitter ain't gold, you know, and it's glittering gold at the Golden Gate Bridge. But let me tell you, it is worse in San Fran than it is in the D, people. I'm trying to tell you. That's just because they've got that easy money and that tech economy propping everything up. But I've never seen in my life anything so depressing. And I think the people that live there are just kind of numb to it, maybe. I don't know what the hell is going on. But again, you guys let me know your thoughts about what's going on in San Fran and really across the country. I'm hearing, you know, I got colleagues in Dallas, got people in Atlanta. It's starting to slow down all around. And, you know, with real estate, it doesn't hit all at once. Real estate is not a very efficient market when it comes to price discovery. So you'll have pockets tank before the fringes of the real estate economy really gets hit. So, you know, if you guys are in real estate, just be very cognizant of what's going on and be proactive instead of reactive. Hell, it only happened 10 years ago, so you should really have this in the back of your memory of what's going on here. But that's pretty much it for today. That's my 2 cents. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Click that bell. If you like these videos, thumbs up. I'll continue to do them. I haven't done one in about a month, but I'm going to try to get back on my business. It's your boy Crypto Blood, and I'm out. Holla!